Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. It's Wednesday, October 27th. A quick update today on two important things. Number one, how to fill out your personal financial statement if you're applying for not only SBA EIDL loans, but other loans as well. That's important because nearly 8 out of 10 of you are still waiting for EIDL funding. Second, the latest on the social policy and climate change bill. The price has come down even further to $1.75 trillion. Joe Manchin has things to say about that. I'll give the quick update there, and I'll share whether I think this bill will get signed in the next 3 or 4 days or not. Be sure to watch until the end. Thanks so much for tuning in, liking this video so others see this, and joining our community and hitting subscribe to catch our daily videos. First, on the EIDL funding land, we have around 70 days left to apply for those up to $2 million loans. Many of you have only applied for tens of thousands or low hundreds of thousands, but bottom line, there's plenty of funding left. These are low interest 30-year loans for independent contractors, sole proprietors, and small businesses. According to our poll yesterday, 1.3 thousand votes. Are you still waiting for an EIDL loan increase or reconsideration? 77% of you say yes, you're still waiting. So the vast majority of you are still waiting for something. And a big piece of news is coming back to the 4506T. You know, probably many of you authorized the 4506T tax transcript for the IRS to send the SBA your tax transcript back in April. However, on that form, it says it's valid for 120 days. So many of you are having to re-sign the 4506T for an additional increase or reconsideration because technically it expired. Talk about red tape. If that's happened to you, drop it in the comments. Alicia Collinsworth says here, still waiting in recons, but I called today and they did get my 4506T form. Peter Akbari says close to 5 months in recon. Got asked for form 2202 last week and the wait goes on, I guess. Hopeful Bound says still waiting on everything. Al Barak says I applied 4 months ago and still waiting. Gary Johnson says giving up the SBA is terrible. Would love to hear your comments. Feel free to take the poll and weigh in on this video on what you are still waiting for. We're talking to an SBA loan officer on Friday to get more answers, as many as we can. So we would love to hear where you are held up. If you want personalized support, here's our calendar for the rest of the week. We don't have any spots tomorrow, but we do on Friday and Sunday. So if you're looking to get things out of the way, end of the week or over the weekend, as it relates to funding or EIDL funding, go to EIDL.me or click the link right at the top of the description to book a time to talk with us. Another stumbling block, besides the cash flow analysis, which I've covered in past videos, where you can determine if you have repayment ability, then when you go back to the SBA, you can show them, look, according to your own methodology, the cash flow isn't a problem. I can definitely repay what I'm asking for. Thousands of you have already used that calculator. In addition to that, many of you have had questions on Form 413. That's the personal financial statement. We put this post up this morning. I'll link to it below as well. We go over how the SBA uses the personal financial statement. As per our cash flow analysis, after they've determined your business cash flow situations, so subtracting any business debt, they'll also factor in your personal assets and personal liabilities to use that for the final calculations. Some frequently asked questions from you are these: do all owners of a business need to fill out Form 413? The short answer is yes. Every owner who owns 20% or more needs to fill it out. Will the SBA use my personal assets as collateral? It depends. The SBA does not take out liens on your personal assets for EIDL loans. For 7A loans and 504 loans, private financial institutions are included in the loan financing, so personal assets may be used as collateral for those. What documents do you need to fill out Form 413? The documents you need to gather will vary depending on what assets you have. We have a quick list of documents to have on standby: personal bank account info, tax forms, retirement account info, life insurance documents, pay stubs and other salary documentation, mortgage statements, and paperwork on any other asset that you own. So we go over how to fill out the personal financial statement. Step 1, choose the appropriate program. 7A, which disaster loan, women-owned small business. 8A program, for most of you, will be the disaster business loan application. Step 2, fill out your personal information. Step 3, write down your assets. Here's what's in it: your cash on hand, savings, IRA, accounts and notes receivable, life insurance, stocks and bonds, real estates, autos, other personal property and assets. Tally those up. We go into those terms in this post, so I won't read them all here. Step 4 is to write down your liabilities, including accounts payable, notes payable to banks, other monthly payments that you have, unpaid taxes, and other liabilities. Then you'll tally up your total net worth. Then step 5 is to fill out the notes payable to banks and other section if applicable. Step 6, same deal but for stocks and bonds. Step 7 for any real estate owned as well. So we go into all that, how to double check everything for illustrational purposes only. If you're unsure, of course, get in touch with your accountant if you need advice. This is illustrational. If you go over this post and find it helpful, of course, we'd love to hear in the comments. Switching gears to the $1.75 trillion social policy and climate change bill. Manchin calls the billionaires' tax convoluted as Democrats seek deal. Here's the news. Democrats struggled today to piece together an outline of an agreement on their bill. You know, this bill had been over $3 trillion. Yesterday I reported they brought it down to $2 trillion. It looks like now they're talking about $1.75 trillion. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said today that the party could reach an agreement as soon as Wednesday, and House Speaker Pelosi told a group of Democrats today that she would have an update on a path forward within hours. So stay tuned. If you want breaking news on this, hit subscribe. Do you think an agreement will be reached today, tomorrow, or Friday? Drop it in the comments. Personally, I think Friday is possible because there's still some items to be worked out. In another installment of What Does Joe Manchin Think, he says this, quote, "There's a lot going on with that. It's very convoluted," he said, of the billionaires' tax, which is what the Democrats are banking on to pay for this bill. Manchin continues, quote, "I believe everyone's going to pay. I believe we will end up where everyone must participate. Until Joe Manchin is on board, nothing will get done." So that's the important part. Manchin thinks a framework for the legislation is possible by today. Here's what he says. "We're not doing everything today. We're not going to have it complete. The Senate's going to take time. If you think it's going to happen today in the Senate, we're basically trying to agree to a framework." They've been talking about a framework for months. The devil is in the details. So I'm not holding my breath on a deal today or tomorrow. Maybe they'll try to squeeze something through Friday before Biden travels. We'll see. That might be too optimistic. Thanks for watching the quick update today and chiming in below. I love hearing from you. If you want to chime in on the EIDL poll, go for it. The link to how to fill out your personal financial statement right below, as well as the link to the Skip Premium page where you can book one-on-one funding support and choose a time, Friday or Sunday, to talk with one of us. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.